Terrorism, a global concern and not peculiar to Nigeria, U.S. envoy re-echoes as he meets President Tinubu in Rome.
What's happening today in the Sahel region and in the Lake Chad basin is of extreme concern to all of us, not just people in this sub-region, but to the entire world.
Senate calls on ASU to shelve strike, pledges federal government commitment to resolving dispute. '24 Demographic and Health Survey, Nigeria records decline in infant mortality and fertility rating. And welcome to the news desk at 11 on NTA News 24 live in Abuja. I'm Naja Atutejani, and now the news in detail. The United States has acknowledged that insecurity in parts of Nigeria is not a religious affair, describing terrorism as a global concern which requires collaboration of countries of the world to tackle. Senior advisor to the United States President Donald Trump for Arab and African Affairs, Massad Bulus, visited President Bola Tinubu in Rome to discuss various issues bordering on security in Nigeria and Africa. State House correspondent Musbao Danwahab reports that the meeting behind closed doors focused on countering terrorism and maritime crimes in the Gulf of Guinea. The U.S. presidential advisor recognized the effort of the Nigerian government under President Tinubu in the fight against insecurity, promising continuous collaboration of the U.S. in the area of information and technology sharing in this direction.
What's happening today in the Sahel region and in the Lake Chad basin is of extreme concern to all of us, not just people in the sub-region, but to the entire world, to Europe and the United States and the entire world. It's a very serious concern, and we're working towards combating it, and we will be cooperating and continue to cooperate towards combating this serious problem in the region.
Regarding the allegation of religious persecution in Nigeria by a U.S. lawmaker, the envoy stated that the insecurity occasioned by terrorism and banditry goes beyond religious sentiment, but an issue demanding collective effort.
Those who know the terrain well know that terrorism has no color and no religion and no tribe. People of all religions and all tribes are dying as a result of terrorist acts. But it's very unfortunate. We even know that Boko Haram and ISIS are killing more Muslims than Christians. So people are suffering from all sorts of backgrounds. This is not specifically targeted about one group or the other. However, any loss of life is too many. One is too many, and we should work together in partnership to put an end to this.
Back home in Nigeria, the Senate has appealed to members of the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian Universities, ASU, to call off the two-week warning strike, promising to ask the federal government to move upwards the 35% salary increase being offered to university lecturers. And at an intervention meeting Friday, the Senate, through its Committee on Tertiary Education and TED Fund, also promised to engage the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike with regards to allegations from ASU that he's planning to take part of the land belonging to the University of Abuja. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
In 9 agreements on improved funding for universities, which ASU has been agitating. Executive of the union informed the Senate latest developments that are of concern to its members. ASUU commended President Tinubu for the 7-year moratorium on establishment of tertiary institutions in Nigeria and the 150 billion naira allocation to universities, but says it does not agree with the sharing formula the Ministry of Education has come up with.
The first tranche of 50 billion has been released, and it is currently with the Ministry of Education. The money has not reached universities yet. One of the reasons is because the Ministry of Education, in their own wisdom, want to spread the money to universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education. And ASUU is saying this committee, this Senate has approved an appropriation, and that money is for universities. There would be a separate money we believe that has been approved for colleges of education and polytechnics.
Anybody coming from anywhere in the world that is interested in university education, the first port of call will be University of Abuja. Distinguished senators, you will be helping that university if you stop the minister from taking any piece of land from that university.
Senate assured ASUU that it will take steps to address all concerns.
Agreement is agreement, as I've always said. They should be able to live up to expectations whenever they go into any form of agreement, especially with ASUU. This is the most critical sector of Nigeria. Education is the bedrock of any society.
We can pass the Ministry of Education together with them by Tuesday or Wednesday to ensure that our children are back to school, and also to ensure that the government look into the immediate and the long-term measures to be taken to resolve most of the lingering situations.
If you give me allowance to buy a book, you don't collect tax from that book. If you collect the tax, then what is left will not be enough for me to buy the book. Again, I believe with good faith, this can be resolved.
When it comes to appropriation, when budgets are brought, we should be able to know where to support.
Meanwhile, the Deputy President of the Senate, Barrow Jibrin, says President Tinubu has already instructed quick resolution of the crisis.
The President has directed that everything should be done to resolve this matter so that schools will reopen immediately. So we also commend Mr. President for his concerns.
Meanwhile, security and development experts are calling for sustainable dialogue between the Nigeria Police Force and communities to address security challenges and promote transparency in service delivery. This was emphasized at the opening of a 2-day learning exchange workshop on the Mutual Accountability and Community Scorecard Initiative held in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. The workshop, put together by the Nigeria Police Force, International Alert, as well as the UK Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, seeks to advance police reforms which will be responsive to community needs and public perception.
We should be deliberating until we get the result. If we want to move forward by reforming what is happening between the police, the community, and especially what we expect of them.
Somewhere in other states, how this mutual accountability worked out perfectly and saved the community. And the young persons can now shake hands with the police and say police is actually our friend.
The Nigerian police force cannot do it alone. That is why this partnership is more than timely and necessary.
Key takeaways from the workshop include the need for improved communication between the police and communities to achieve grassroots-driven solutions to security challenges.
Not only deepen our collective understanding of police reforms or the implementation of the reforms itself, but will also strengthen the partnership between the police and the community. We work to support the police, the policymakers, and citizens
to work together to advance reforms to make security more responsive and accountable.
Governors elected on the platform of the All Progressives Congress, APC, are in Birnin Kebbi State to deliberate on key national development issues. Top on the agenda is the ASU strike and insecurity in some parts of the country. Correspondent Abdul Mohammed Bawa reports.
The 24 governors elected on the platform of the All Progressive Congress, APC, with a few represented by deputies, began deliberations with a closed-door session which lasted over 4 hours, with a communique presented by the forum chairman and Imo State Governor, Senator Hope Uzodinma, urging the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, to embrace dialogue and suspend its warning strike for the sake of national interest.
The vision of the Assembly is set in a united, secure, prosperous Nigeria. The forum committed to strengthening policy coordination, building interstate collaboration, and driving innovation across states.
The forum eventually met with party members and other stakeholders, reminding them of the gains of the Tinubu-led administration.
If you go to the National Assembly every day, you see senators and House of Reps people leaving their parties and joining APC. You turn your left side, you see governors leaving their parties and joining APC. It is not born out of nothing. It is the conviction that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has performed.
I assure you, the APC-led administration in the state will continue to execute meaningful projects.
The event was attended by ministers, senators, House of Representative members, and top APC officials. In Birnin Kebbi, Abdul Mohammed Bawa, NTA News.
The federal government is stepping up efforts to boost Nigeria's economy through small and medium-scale enterprises and the informal sector. As part of this drive, the National Productivity Center is empowering entrepreneurs with modern tools and techniques to enhance efficiency and competitiveness. Joseph Otsen reports that members of the Hotel Owners Association are the latest to benefit from this special productivity training.
Globally, the hospitality industry is contributing about 10.4% to the world's GDP and accounts for nearly 10% of all jobs. In Nigeria's ongoing drive to diversify its economy, the federal government is turning attention to this vibrant sector, with the hotel business identified as a major growth area.
In the second quarter of 2025, small and medium-sized enterprises contributed approximately 46.32 to 49.78%, of which hoteliers, service industry and entertainment contributed 23% of this. So you see that they are a very important sector.
In here, the National Productivity Center is holding a special productivity training on basic improvement tools and techniques for members of the Hotel Owners Association in Buhari, Abuja. Through the course, they have been equipped with practical skills in good housekeeping, maximizing profit, staff motivation, quality service delivery, and effective communication skills.
Because when you render quality services to your customers at a reduced cost of production, your productivity is very, very high. And when your productivity is high, which means you are competitive. And when you are competitive, your business will grow.
So far in the training we have taken, I have been able to identify the 5S where it will be applicable in the areas of convenience, in the areas of kitchen, reception, the front desk, and all of that.
With growth and competitiveness, the government sees another stream for wealth and job creation. In Abuja, Joseph Otsen, NTA News.
This is the news desk at 11 on NTA News 24. Do stay tuned for more reports in a moment.
Feel the power of precision, engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African road.
Thanks for staying tuned. Nigeria, the federal government has unveiled the 2024 Demographic and Health Survey, which paints a brighter future for Nigeria's health sector. At the event, the Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Isiaq Adekunle Salako, said the gains recorded mostly in under 5 mortality and fertility rates now translate into stronger health systems and better care across the country. Oluseye Adiabu reports.
Nigeria Demographic and Health Survey (NDHS) offers a comprehensive snapshot of the country's health and demographic status, revealing both significant progress and critical areas in need of urgent attention. According to the latest survey, Nigeria has achieved a notable reduction in the under 5 mortality rate, now at 110 deaths per 1,000 live births, down from 132 per 1,000 in 2018. The total fertility rate has also declined, dropping from 5.3 children per woman to 4.8 over the same period. While the report underscores measurable progress in key areas, it also points to persistent gaps. Among the key concerns is Nigeria's 31% zero-dose immunization rate.
The President of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, this September, have identified health as a critical tool for national development and has continued to support the health sector through better funding, policy reforms, landmark presidential pronouncements, and executive orders, which are steadily improving the health indices for the country.
The report provides a guide for policy direction, policy intervention, and for programming and project implementation for both government, policymakers, development partners, government at the state and local government levels.
The National Population Commission and other implementing partners also urged stakeholders in the health sector to leverage the NDHS findings to inform policy, drive impactful reforms, and accelerate national development. In Abuja, Oluseye Adiago, NTA News.
Similarly, the education sector under the leadership of President Bola Tinubu has continued to receive a boost in recent times following deliberate policies and interventions from government. One of such is the inauguration of academic activities at the Federal College of Education, IDIDEP, in Akwa Ibom State, with the maiden matriculation of 583 pioneer students. Omar Basi Edet reports.
Of the Federal College of Education, IDIDEP, marks the birth of a new citadel of learning in Akwa Ibom State. Established by the federal government in May 2023, its academic structure comprises 6 schools and 20 departments, offering the National Certificate in Education, NCE. Senator Itainang, recognized as the vision bearer for the college, lauds the role played by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and former President Muhammadu Buhari in bringing the project to fruition.
This institution is a testament to the federal government's deep desire to improve the standard and quality of education in Nigeria. The
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the APC-led federal and state governments wants the greatest for the children of Nigeria.
Various stakeholders, including the host community, pledged support to the success of the institution.
Teachers have to run upon what we call collaboration with other stakeholders in the education sector to be able to extend the frontiers of professionalism and academic excellence globally.
It's beyond physical development, but these are things that we can use and give a good record and account of a good president.
High point of the ceremony was the administration of the oath by the college registrar, Mr. Nsemeke Udokban, to 583 matriculating students. In Ididep, Umar Basadate, NTA News.
The African Energy and Climate Change Conference 2025 has been positioned as a continental platform to redefine Africa's response to climate change through data integrity, innovation, and policy alignment. The secretary of the conference 2025, Michael Mosey, says it represents more than a routine gathering of climate stakeholders, describing it as a catalyst for Africa's structural transformation through knowledge, innovation, and policy coherence. Mosier emphasizes that the goal of the conference is to promote data-informed and integrity-driven decision-making across all sectors which shape the continent's sustainability.
At the heart of this conference lies data integrity, the ability to measure, to manage, to monitor our transition using verifiable evidence without robust infrastructure or financing. However, policies and intervention will remain disconnected from realities they seek to transform.
So the idea of looking at scientific ways of mitigation of climate change is about decarbonizing the economy in such a way that the energy systems we are using should shift from carbon-based systems such as the petrochemicals to bio-based systems that are renewable. And that is why the theme of this conference is about the future of energy and climate change.
We call on, ladies and gentlemen, everybody in Africa that is interested in what we are doing to actually see beyond the conference, to see that the sustainability is a practical project.
The conference will serve as a lead-up event to COP30, providing a platform for policymakers, researchers and development actors to align Africa's climate priorities with global sustainability goals. This is the news desk at 11 on NTA News 24. Here's a recap of our top stories. Terrorism, a global concern and not peculiar to Nigeria. U.S. envoy re-echoes as he meets President Tinubu in Rome.
Lake Chad Basin is of extreme concern to all of us, not just people in the sub-region, but to the entire world.
Senate calls on ASU to shelve strike, pledges federal government commitment to resolving dispute. (2024) Demographic and Health Survey. Nigeria records decline in infant mortality and fertility rating.
This is NTA News 24.
The tax reforms newly introduced into the Nigerian fiscal system will go a long way in improving the lives of Nigerians and growing the economy for the good of the country. The consensus at the annual public lecture convened by the Nigerian Institute of Surveyors in collaboration with the Federal Inland Revenue Service. The lecture, tagged "The New Tax Reform," emphasizes the need for the new tax laws, which are essential for national development. And key to this is that every Nigerian should pay taxes, while also calling for accountability from leaders as to how revenue generated for taxes will be utilized.
we contribute to the society. We are in the nation, and in all that we do, we should be bothered about how taxation will affect us.
No country develops without resources. And for us to be able to develop, we have to garner all the resources that we have, and each Nigerian should be able to pay his taxes so that we improve on the revenue.
And on that note, we conclude the news desk at 11 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I'm Najat Tijani.
Let's have credible elections at the local government so that these credible people can manage the funds of local government properly.
There are a lot of respected traditional rulers in the state who can say, look, enough of this